Hello, beautiful people. So we are back for another episode of Real Relevant and Right Now. This is episode 8. I can't believe where the time has flown. 8 weeks since we first started this. It seems crazy. But I'm just going to wait for a few more of you to come on. And then we are going to introduce our wonderful, wonderful Natalie Rea for tonight's show. So how is everybody? How's your Sunday been? I was saying earlier, it's been so dull. Like, the weather's been so dull, but my energy's been like, I've been a bit crazy today. Hey, Neff. Hey, Louisa. Lovely to see you all. We've got Life Ladder and Natalie's there too. Hey, Indra. Welcome back, guys. Really appreciate your love and support as always. So today's show is going to be packed of such amazing, scrummy, gorgeous, yummy positivity. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really good show. Hey, Sarah. Thank you for all tuning in. I appreciate your love and support so much. Honestly, it means more than you know, when you're trying to just put that positivity in life, when you've got people there that are supporting you and just wanting to see you shine, as well as you wanting to see other people shine. It's just a really beautiful kind of exchange of just good vibes. So I really appreciate you all being here right now. So as I was saying, this is episode 8 of Real Relevant and Right Now. And today we've got the gorgeous Natalie Rea who will be joining me. So I'm just going to get Natalie on and we kickstart the show. Hey, Rich. Lovely to see you here. And hopefully Nat should be accepting my invitation to join. Wait. Let's go again. Let's try. There we go. Let's see if that will work now. How is everybody? Thank you, Rich. I thought we'd wear yellow today. As most of you know, yellow is my favourite colour. It's just positive and it's beautiful and it's all about sunshine. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So, yeah, I really appreciate that comment there. I'm just waiting for Nat to join us. But as I said, today's show, we're going to be talking all about our mental well-being and how we can work with the mind to increase our happiness and success. So it's going to be a really, really good show. There's going to be loads of top tips for self-development. And I'm just trying to see. Let's try again. We're just having a few connection issues, but it's all good. This is what happens on live. Hey, Ems, lovely to see you all back. I'm loving seeing the similar faces. It really means a lot, actually. It puts me at ease sometimes. We can all get a little bit nervous, or maybe you're not having a great day. It's like, yeah, man, lovely to see everybody here. Okay, so let's see if we can get Nat. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm sure she will be with us soon. Thank you. Yeah, I just thought because it's such a dull day that I thought I'd wear something to brighten up the day, So yeah, I'm here with my yellow. You know how much I love yellow, guys. Sunshine, soul, and all of that. But how is everybody? How's everyone been this afternoon? Can I get an amen? Have you all had your Sunday dinner yet? I've not eaten dinner yet. I'm starving. Not going to lie, but I've got some nice mac and cheese downstairs. A few chicken wings, bit of jerk chicken. Can't wait. Proper Sunday dinner. And some rice and peas. What else have I got? Some saltfish fritters. Literally, I can't wait. I am living the life. You're good and you're full of carbs and you're feeling lazy. I'm loving it. That's what Sunday's all about. You're easy like Sunday morning. Yay. That is the vibe. Indra, you've not had dinner yet either. Well, make sure you get some food after this. Or maybe eat food. You have the luxury of eating food during the show. Unfortunately, I don't. Just wouldn't look great, would it? But yeah, it definitely does sound delicioso. Now, for whatever reason, I can't get Natalie on here. Nat, are you there? Just, hey, Jana. Lovely to see you. Okay, Nat, so it's basically saying when I click on your name, unable to join. I'm not sure why. I never had that before. When Life Ladder was on, I could join, but for some reason it's saying with you, it's unable to join. So you can actually request to be in my live. So if maybe you try it from your end, it might come through to me. Let's see if that'll work. Sorry guys, thanks for bearing with us. This is the beauty of life. It never goes perfect, but then life isn't perfect, is it? So we just do what we have to do. Keep shining and keep smiling. All that jazz. So yeah, let's see if Nat can send me through an invitation. What have I got planned for my week? That's a really good question. Right now, I'm not really sure, if I'm honest with you. Well, to be fair, this weekend we've been celebrating my granddad's 81st birthday, the legend that is, Trevor. But it's his actual birthday tomorrow, so I'm probably going to see him at some point tomorrow, because I ordered him a really, really amazing birthday present, and lo and behold, it didn't come on time. So I'm praying it will be delivered tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully I'll be seeing him, which will be really lovely. I might do a bit of cooking for him. I made him a lovely lemon drizzle. Don't know if any of you saw that on my story, but it was divine, I'm not going to lie. Love a bit of lemon drizzle. But oh, thank you, Judy, for saying you love the yellow. I know yellow is it's just one of those colours. It just makes you feel really positive. And I just think it makes us feel happy, you know. And hey, I don't know where you guys are in the world, but it's been really grey here today. So I thought I'd just brighten up the day. Can't see, no worries. So let's see if we can get Nat on this. So Nat, maybe leave the live and rejoin. So come out of the live and rejoin, and hopefully I can add you again. Let's see if that might work. But how have your guys' days been, or what have you guys got planned for the week? Anything interesting? What's been going on? I feel like I'm going to set myself a lot of goals, actually. I've been thinking about things that I want to start doing, just sending, like, you know, one of the biggest goals for me, and I know some of you that have known me and followed my socials for a while, you know that I sing. I'm a singer, and I just found myself really, I suppose, exploring my voice. And this has been one way in which I have been exploring it, by doing a bit more presenting and, you know, interviewing people and talking about real conversations and talking with real people, because it's something that I'm so passionate about. And I love having conversations because I just think it's somewhere where it's something in which we can learn and grow and, do you know what I mean, find out so much more, gain different perspectives and stuff. But the one thing that I feel like I've not been doing and my soul has been lacking is my music. And it's a real funny one, because it's like I love my music makes me so happy, but I've just found myself just not even not wanting to write, maybe not even able to write, maybe I've just not been doing enough. So my goal for next week, somebody did ask me about that, is I'm going to be writing, even if it's not a whole song, whether it's just a verse or a chorus, I'm going to be actively training this brain to get back into the routine of songwriting, and then hopefully my creative flow will flow again, and you'll be hearing lots of music from me, because it's something that I really, really miss and I really, really love, and I just want to share my gift with you all. So okay, perfect. Right, so Nat may have joined us again, and let's see. It's still saying unable to join, Nat. I don't know what's going on. When Life Ladder was on, I could join with Life Ladder. So do you want to maybe try logging in on Life Ladder? And definitely, this is definitely an interesting experiment for resilience, but it's all good. I'm here, people are here, we're waiting for you to come on, no sweat, it'll be fine. Someone's just letting me know about their week. So Julie said you're juggling homeschooling and work after being on furlough, and you've discovered sewing and taught yourself how to sew over lockdown. I love that, Judy. Wicked. Go you, superwoman. I think that's one of the beauties, I suppose, one of the positives of being in lockdown. I know it's been really tough for a lot of us, but it has been kind of allowing ourselves that time to explore different things that we may enjoy, you know, and picking up new techniques or new hobbies, which has been a really lovely thing to do, because we don't always have time. You know, well, we thought that maybe we didn't always have time, in which we do. And yeah, that's been a really kind of good thing to explore, making a positive out of a pretty bad situation. So yeah, that's amazing, Judy. And Indra has said that your goal is to update your IMDb Pro account, as you're now a member. Love that, Indra. And you're going to lose some body fat. I love that. Yes, for the motivation. And actually, that's another goal of mine. I've been working out over lockdown, just, you know, to keep like a positive mental attitude, but also to keep the weight down, because we've been at home, we've not been allowed out as much and stuff. So, you know, I know everybody can probably relate to being, when you're at home, it's just so easy to go to the cupboard and pick something and munch here and munch there. But yeah, I have been working out kind of 3 to 5 times a week, and it is my goal to stick to that, be consistent with it, even on days when I don't want to be exercising. So yeah, that's a really a great goal. I love that, Indra. You'll have to check in with me next week and let me know how it all went. Okay, so now I've had a couple shouts from a few people. Nat, they are saying that potentially, I don't even think she's here right now, but maybe the actual app needed to be updated. So I will, when she comes back in, we will see if that's the sitch. But I'm just loving that everyone's here right now. I'm just loving talking to you all. Okay, Neff, okay, you have had a busy week, or you're going to have a busy week. So your recovery work, substance misuse course, meditation, exercise, changing your diet, fun mum and daughter activities. I love that. That is like so amazing. Like, you literally are on this, girl, and you'll have to keep us up to date. And actually, Neff will be coming on the show later on this year, which we're really excited about, to talk about her journey. But yeah, I love that. And meditation, you know, that's something that's so key. That's something that I have made, you know, a part of my life over lockdown, and it's really implemented my life in such a positive way. Like, I now get up half an hour early before I start my day, and I have to do my Reiki and my meditation, and it kind of just sets that tone, and I know I have a good day. So that's really something positive, to just keep yourself in a positive, clear state of mind, you know. Right, okay, so I think we may have Natalie here right now. Let's have a little looky and see. Right. No, Nat, you know what I think you need to do, my darling? I think you may need to log out and update your app. That's what a couple of people have said. You may have an older version of Insta. So I'm guessing that may be why I can't actually log you on, because it's saying the same thing. But it's weird, because before I could log you in. Very strange, but it's saying the same thing, unable to join. If anybody else has got some tips, let me know. But Nat, I may need you to do that. Log out, update your app, and come back to us. Yeah, Neff, you're so right. Just going back to meditation, it keeps us present. And I think that's really important, especially kind of when all of our routines were blown out of the water, effectively. Do you know what I mean? It's really important to stay present, you know, and stay in the present moment, and kind of bring yourself back to where you're at, so your mind can stay focused on whatever it is, whatever task you set out for the day, or whatever the goals are that you're hoping to achieve. Because, you know, so I know for me anyway, when I'm given so much time, I'm like an air sign, I'm a Libra, and I can just float, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I've completely lost myself. So 100% meditating for me is definitely about being present, you know, keeping my eye on the goal, knowing whatever it is that I want to fulfill that day, I'm going to do that with a great intention, a positive intention. So yeah, that is really true. Yeah, that's a really good idea. So while we're having these technical difficulties, Natalie has asked, maybe people can share some of the things they'd like to hear about today. So has anybody got anything specific that they would like to hear, or that they feel that they need some help or tips on when it comes to self-development, getting started? You know, maybe you're feeling a bit stuck, a bit overwhelmed, frustrated. Maybe you're having a bit of a bad day, like, you know, or maybe you are well on your way to achieving something, but you feel like you want more, and you know, you're kind of stuck on this loophole. Why can't I get past it? Let us know, and it's something we can definitely touch upon today. Where would you recommend you can find some good meditation information? Well, that's a good question, but I mean, my personal thing would be to do your own research, because I know that there are many different kind of forms of meditation out there, and it kind of depends what is best for you. Like for me, I did my Reiki practitioner course, and obviously that implements meditation into the Reiki, which is all about energy healing. And for me, I found that was my go-to, you know, that was really positive for my mental well-being, but also enabled me to work my magic with my magic hands on other people, which was really, really is really inspiring. It's just been a shame we've been in lockdown because obviously you can't get up close and personal to anybody. So I've only been doing Reiki on myself. So if anybody actually wants any Reiki, let me know. I know we can't do it right now in the current state of affairs, but once lockdown is lifted a little bit more, or we can be in each other's energy and stuff, I would love to just do my Reiki on people because it's such a healing practice. And I don't know if any of you have ever experienced Reiki or know what it is, but it's one of those things that I don't really want to explain it because I feel like you have to experience it. You need to feel it and feel the energies to know what it is. And yeah, so I'm here. Just send me a little DM and we can set up a Reiki date. Okay, so Anna has asked, she wants us to talk about how to break out of stagnation and procrastination. Anna, I love that because that is something that I find I can really, I'm such a procrastinator. Like, okay, right, before I get into this, guys, we have Natalie here. Amazing. So let's get her on live and we can start the show. Thank you so much for being patient, guys. She should be on the show soon. We're going to talk about lots of stuff. Yeah! I knew something like this would happen.
Oh, thank you so much for holding space. And thanks, everyone, for being so patient. Really great to be here.
No, amazing. Natalie, thank you so much for being here. So everybody that's tuned in to Real Relevant and Right Now, this is episode 8. And it's called Life Ladder, and we've got the beautiful Natalie Rea on the show today, as you can see, and we're going to be talking all about, you know, our mental well-being and how we can work with our mind to create happiness and success. We're going to be talking about starting your own business. We're going to be talking all about Life Ladder. So Nat, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I really love the spirit of the show because it's all about getting real. And the vibe is so good here. I mean, everyone's comments have been so supportive. I love all the woos and the yays.
Yeah. There's lots of positivity. Oh, no, you're welcome. So, Nat, for anybody and everybody that's just logged on, tell us a little bit about yourself and Life Ladder for anyone that has no idea what it's about.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So Life Ladder is all about helping people to live their best life. And the reason why we do that is because we're really passionate about happiness and success for everyone, everywhere. And I had so much joy learning and how to help other people. And I've seen so many people thrive and I just love it. I never get tired of that. So Life Ladder was created to basically make that kind of help and support available to everyone. And so yeah, we have a platform which enables people to get in charge of their own life, their thoughts, their feelings. So it's kind of all about self-leadership and increasing your happiness and success,
which is amazing. And I think it's a spoonful of medicine that we all need in our lives. You know, who doesn't want to be happy and who doesn't want to be successful? And I think it's really important, you know, because there's so many of us out here that are trying to achieve our dreams, achieve our goals, but we're also human and we can, you know, face obstacles or we get stuck. And I think something like Life Ladder, for me anyway, I just think it's such an amazing idea. And I really want to know, Nat, what inspired you to actually start Life Ladder in the first place?
Oh gosh, there's so many parts of the story. Thanks for asking. You know, I struggled. I went through a time in my life where I struggled and things were hard and I was caring a lot. I had a lot of heavy responsibilities and I kind of experienced what it's like to be stuck and to want things but not know quite how to get there. And you know, I just went through a period of kind of self-discovery where I was like, wow, okay, how do I actually change this situation? Why do I keep hitting the same brick walls? And so I went off and did lots of self-development. I paid thousands and thousands of pounds.
Really?
And when I did that, I then was able to start helping other people. And I just thought, you know, everybody needs this. Like everyone needs these tools. And then all my clients started saying to me, everybody needs this. And so so I was just really inspired by how when you know how to control your mind, how to actually have the tools and the processes to help you feel in control and get the best out of yourself, you start to experience the ease and all the things that felt difficult before suddenly it's like weight lifted off your shoulders, and you're able to discover and actually live out your dreams. And that's what I really want everyone to be able to do. So that's why I'm here, and why Life Ladder does what it does.
Yeah, no, 100%. And something I love about you, Nat, and about Life Ladder, you know, using the platform and even like, you know, using the actual website itself, there's just this real sense of passion. You're so passionate about helping other people, which I think just echoes out into your work and what you do in the person that you are. And, you know, even on the website, it says that by 2025, your aim is to enable and inspire 1 billion people across the world to achieve their success, to be happy. Like, just that in itself is so admirable, and I'm really intrigued as to how you are going to try and achieve this, because I think the world needs it. The world completely needs it, and I love that you have like, that is your aim, because it's like, let's not set the bar, we need to set it up here. And I love that that is your ambition, and that is your kind of go and get it. So yeah, let us know kind of what your, you know, how you're going to achieve that. Yeah.
It's big and bold. Loads of people have
Love
said
it.
to me, how, you know, how are you going to do that? And in fact, everyone said to me we couldn't launch the business in any less than 6 or 7 months. We did it in 3.5.
Amazing.
So I like to defy the odds, you know, and I like other people to realize how they can defy the odds. So how we're going to do it is because we're going to make it like a lifestyle for people. We're going to help to make it easy. So where these sorts of tools are normally only really targeted at like higher income brackets and like premium coaching, not everyone's got the time to go off on a big long course and do that, or the money. And so my mission is to enable 1 billion people by actually addressing those gaps where people haven't got the time or the money, and make it easy for them as well to actually step up and discover the rewards of these tools. So we've made it affordable, a bit like a gym membership for the mind, so that it can be flexible around any kind of lifestyle, however busy you are, and you can just start to discover tools and techniques every day in bite-sized chunks, step by step. So it's really, we're going to achieve the numbers by making it easy, and the passion. I've got an amazing team. Like, I absolutely love my team. I couldn't be more thrilled to work with my team. And so together we're all passionate about the same thing, and we're just going to keep learning. We're going to stay humble. We're going to keep listening to what people need, and we will absolutely go for that goal with 1,000,000% of our power and potential. And I just know that we'll do it somehow. Haven't got all the answers yet, but I have got a vision, and it's a vision and an idea that got me to have the tangible product of Life Ladder now. So I'm all for trusting that when you've got a big dream, you can absolutely go for it. So that's what we're going to do.
I absolutely love that, and I think that that is something that is so unique, and as to why I feel Life Ladder really does stand out. Because I think when you first kind of want to, you know, you've kind of recognized within yourself, I need some help. I want to self-develop in this area or that area within my business. But when you kind of start looking out there, you know, for life coaches, it can be, like you say, you spent thousands of pounds, and it can kind of be to the average person a bit overwhelming, you know, when they're not earning that amount of money. How, you know, I really want to get myself out of this situation, but there's no way for me to physically afford it. And it's funny that you said, you know, that you can kind of see yourself as a bit of a gym membership, because that's what I saw when I looked into the company. I thought, this is so easy. Like, literally anybody can like sign up. And I think I'm sure it says on the website something, it works out like £1.15 a day or something like that, which when you put that into perspective of you changing your life or developing your business, that's nothing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that that is such a unique point, and that really makes you guys stand out, which I just think is amazing. But one thing I really want to ask you personally, Nat, you know, doing so much for others, how does that make you feel? Because I know when I do stuff for other people, I feel really great. You know, like, even if it's the littlest thing or the biggest thing, it's like you're living your dream. You're also helping other people achieve their dreams. You must be like on cloud nine.
It's like a bit of a cloud nine. You know, I think what it is, I feel extremely blessed. Like, I feel really blessed and privileged. And what it is, it doesn't even feel sometimes like I'm doing it. It's the person doing it. It's
Yeah.
just that I'm actually facilitating or providing some tools that they didn't have. But what I love is the joy of actually seeing other people thrive and realize the capability that's inside of them. So I've had, you know, examples of people not believing they can get a certain job, and then they learn the tools and they go off and get their dream job. And people who want to be a singer and get signed within a year, and people, you know, all kinds of big visions. And to me, that's just absolute joy to see people discover how much they're really capable of. So that's it's like love, joy, and absolute gratitude just for the power of people. I love the power of people.
Yeah, and I think that's such a beautiful reflection of you and your character and the person that you are, you know. And it's like we need more people like you in this world, especially under current circumstances. It's like you are this beacon of light and you're just shining, and you know that's just going to echo onto everybody else for their light to shine. And I just think that is so inspiring. It's so beautiful, and I do just feel very, very blessed to even know you, because I think you're amazing, and I'm so behind everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much. Feelings totally mutual, you know, Kat. Yes.
But Nat, thank you. But Nat, you were just talking about, you know, giving people capable tools of achieving their dreams. Could we maybe delve into that a little bit? Like when you talk about tools, give us an example.
Okay, so some of them are more easy than you think. Okay, so I'm going to start with language. Okay. The language that we use with ourselves is has a massive impact on the success, the rewards that we get in life. So every time you say like I am, which slips into our language so often, like, well, I'm just like this, this is me, this is how I am, that's what I do, and all of that kind of language, it's important to remember that that's kind of like cement. So you're actually cementing in the issue. Like I am I'm just someone that gets stuck. You know, when you anchor that into your identity, you're literally putting yourself in a box and you're gluing yourself in with the language.
Yeah, it's like you're confirming it to yourself. Like this is what's actually real.
Because language is a filter. It's one of the ways we understand the world. So the language goes straight into your belief system. So our belief system is full of cause and effect. Because of this, then this. So when we tell ourselves things, we listen, you know. So it's like, be careful what you say to yourself.
No, it's very true.
So one of the things that we do is we help to support people in changing their language. So looking at where you're using your becauses. So if you're saying, well, because I've got so much work, I'm overwhelmed. What if you could look at other types of becauses, like, well, because I'm overwhelmed, this gives me a chance to reevaluate what's important to me.
Okay.
Or because I'm overwhelmed, this is a chance to pause and make a new choice for what needs to be done first. So you can choose your cause and effects, and it's the cause and effect that shapes your belief system, and your beliefs determine what you then achieve. So I always recommend to people, first step, be super aware of the language you're using with yourself.
Yeah.
And secondary to that, the way that you're saying it. So we're like a leader. We're a leader of our own life. It's like we've got a wealth of resources, like our own little team in our mind. And we don't actually step up sometimes into that leadership role. But when you say to yourself, right, I am, and you have that kind of resilience, that determination in your tone of voice, it's like an instruction. It's like showing your mind the map.
Yeah.
So it's really using consciously chosen language that supports your dreams, not limits you, and then talking to yourself like the boss that you are.
I love that. Almost like, and you know what, no, the reason why I love that is that sometimes it's like I have those conversations in the mirror and I'm like, you are amazing. You can do this, Kirst. You've got this. And you know what, more times it's like just before I do a gym workout or something like that, and I'm like, I can't do it. And I'm like, no, Kirst, you can do this. But it actually really does make a huge difference. And I feel like as well, I've been doing things like that, kind of, I suppose, maybe I'd say more consciously now in my day-to-day routine, but especially like as a woman with my body and how I look. You know, I'm so used to sometimes looking in the mirror and just being like, oh, no, you look disgusting. No. And then I actually had to have this whole conversation with myself about, you know, actually my body is what holds me. My body is like actually my temple, and I actually need to be really loving to my body and grateful for it. And you know, so on days maybe when I look in the mirror and I'm not feeling myself, I kind of just, I'm not as negative. I turn that negativity into a positive. Do you know what I mean? And I might be like, cool, maybe you're not feeling it today, Kirsty, but you know what? You are still beautiful inside and out. And
Yeah.
it just lifts your spirit. And it's something that I have consciously been practicing on a daily basis. And it's something that I know I definitely need to practice when it comes to like me and my singing, because it's something that I've not been doing. And it's interesting you say that, because I know that there have been times where it's like I'll say to myself, right, I've got writer's block, I can't do it, or right, I'm in a bad mood, so I'm not doing it. And actually that is just limiting me to what my actual full potential is. So that's really interesting that you touch upon language. Yeah.
It's funny, it's a simple thing, you know, that may not sound like a, you know, a really big sort of tool or technique, but that awareness will literally change your life. You know, like actually our workshop next month, what if changing your life was as easy as changing your language? And in many cases it is. With lots of clients that have achieved their dream that I've done coaching work with, it has literally been about changing how they program themselves with the language that they use and how they see the world, because there's always different ways to see things.
Yes.
Like when I came back from Cuba, have you been to Cuba?
No, but I'd love to.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I can imagine.
I love dancing over there. And when I came back, I was like, right, I'm going to learn salsa. And I did like an intense course for 7 days.
Amazing.
And then I started teaching. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is because I've got a limitation in there.
Right.
So I was going to start doing salsa fitness classes, and I had a bit of language going on in my mind, like, well, you know, maybe because I'm a bit on the larger side, people won't be inspired by me, you know, teaching a class like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on a minute. And what the hell is that all about? And then I said to myself, what if, because I'm on the larger side, more people will actually feel really comfortable about themselves in the class with me? And my classes were packed. So
really,
yeah, they were absolutely packed. So that story I told myself was absolutely not fact, not truth. It was my own story. So it's really important that we choose our story and we're conscious of what we're actually creating.
Yeah. And you know what, it is actually really inspirational that you say that, Nat, because I know that back in the day, like I used to love dance, I used to do a lot of dance at university and stuff, but sometimes it was actually quite overwhelming when you're going into like a session and you've got somebody that is, you know, a top dancer, their bodies are like this, and then you're like, oh my goodness, and you just start breaking yourself down, you're like, oh, but maybe I can't. And actually, you know, for me anyway, I love to do things with just normal, real people, you know, because we do sometimes create this ideal, and I know social media can play a massive part in that you should look like this, or you should be this big, or if you're doing this particular thing, then you have to look like that. And that can really, again, limit people from achieving their dreams and wanting to even try new things.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So yeah, no, I really love that. And go you as well, salsa. Hey.
Oh, I absolutely love music and salsa.
Are you still doing it now? Sorry.
No, I haven't danced in a while. But I've decided that I will when we get through lockdown and everything. I'm going to get back to it. I love salsa. Yeah. But no, what it was a junction in the road. You can either look left, which is to limitation, for example, or you can look right to possibility and what's possible. Now, if you go looking for what's possible, you'll find that loads of people have achieved things beyond what anyone could have said was possible. Because,
very true.
You know, everything that hasn't been done yet seems impossible until it's done. But there's loads of examples of that. So you do have a choice, and you get that junction in the road every single day. Do I choose limitation? Do I choose possibility? So that would be one thing really to share, is that notice when you reach those junctions in the road and make a conscious choice. Do I want to choose limitation, or do I want to choose possibility?
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's true in the saying, you know, your biggest choices begin and end with you. Because I think some people forget that you have the power to make that choice, you know. But sometimes we can tell ourselves that we only have maybe one or two choices, when actually we've got a whole plethora of choices in front of us, and we can literally choose which one we want. You know, and it does begin with ourselves, which is really, really important and a massive part of self-development. One thing I wanted to ask you, Nat, we actually got a question, I believe it was from Anna, and she was talking about stagnation and procrastination. How can, if you're somebody that maybe, because I know sometimes I can procrastinate, and for me it's more, sometimes it's because I want to put something off. And I'm just like, I really don't want to do this. So I'm just going to literally just maybe not look at it for a hot minute. And then it gets to the last minute and I'm like, oh my God, I got to do it. I've got like half an hour to do it or a day to do it in. But other times I know for me, it's like my brain can just be really easily distracted. And that usually ends up with me like being very late for work, or, you know, I'm one of those people that I get so distracted. So if you're somebody that, you know, finds that they're getting stagnant or they are procrastinating, what kind of advice could you give to them to help them overcome that?
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah. First thing I would do is I would pause and listen to yourself. So all the answers you need are actually within you. It's like it's in your mind. So the first thing I would do is stop and consider, what is this trying to teach me? Because there'll be no behavior that you do that your mind does is against you. It wants to help you. So if your mind is doing something funny, it's because there's something for you to learn, or it's trying to communicate something. So I would just be aware enough, self-aware enough to pause and say, okay, so what is in this? What lesson is in this for me to learn? What's the purpose of this feeling? And just be curious. Be curious with yourself. It's a bit like if you were running a company or you had a team of people and you noticed something was wrong with somebody else, you would ask them.
Very true.
I've noticed that are you okay?
Yeah.
What's happening? So we've got to have that same curiosity with ourselves and be aware to pay attention to what's going on. And then the next step I would suggest is, instead of focusing on what you don't want, switch it up to what you do want. So let's say you feel stuck. Yeah. You would say, okay, so I feel stuck. I don't want to feel stuck. So what is it that I want instead? Right. Okay, because when you look at what you want, your mind is going to produce a different map. But when you look at what you don't want and you give focus to that, you get more of what you don't want, because your mind is following your instruction.
It's on that negative spiral down, isn't it?
So it's again like a junction in the road. It's like, okay, so that's what I don't want. Thank you for informing me about that. So what is it that I do want? And then you start generating ideas to get you out of the problem. But all the while you pay attention to the problem and focus on what you don't want, you just generate more of that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's really, really helpful. And that's definitely something I'm going to keep consciously in my mind. When I'm getting frustrated, take a second. Kirsty, what is it that you want? And let's try and achieve that. Okay, so somebody now has just asked, how do we choose life goals if we don't feel like we know what we want from life? Which I think is a really interesting question, because I found a lot of people in life at various points within their lives don't know what they want to do. How do we go about finding out what it is that we want, or what it is that we feel we need for our lives?
Yeah, okay. I think first of all, be accepting and kind with yourself that maybe it's still being formulated, and allow yourself space rather than put pressure on it trying to appear. Because whenever we try and put pressure on the mind, it doesn't respond all that well. So it's more about just being curious, like, okay, I don't know what it is right now, so I'm going to pay attention and just ask for the answers. Imagine your mind like you can delegate to it. So, you know, you can even set an intention. In the next week, I would like my mind to show me where I actually want to go in life. And you'll start getting new thoughts and you'll think, where's that come from? But it's because you've got this whole wealth of resource inside of you that if you actually use it consciously, you'd get a lot more answers. So that's one way. But secondly, instead of focusing on like a specific goal, I would focus on what are the feelings that you want to create in your life.
Interesting.
And start from that place. So you may not know what you want, but you might know that you want happiness, freedom, joy, connection. And you start from there, and then you start focusing on those things, and then more ideas present.
Oh, Nat, I think we may have lost you. Hopefully you'll be back in a second. Just bear with us, guys. I think there just may be a little technical difficulty with the Wi-Fi. Right, we were in the crux of everything. The actual answers. It was getting back with us in a sec, Nat. Oh, no, I think we disconnected, guys. So just bear with us and hopefully Natalie will be back. But I don't know about you, but I'm taking all of this in like a sponge. Like, this is so really, really refreshing to hear and really helpful. So I don't know how you guys have been finding it. And I'm really well. Thank you, Leon. How are you? Thank you for asking how I am. I feel really positive, actually, because there's a few things in my life that I know I've been procrastinating about and I've been, you know, maybe a little bit stagnant with. And it's actually really interesting, you know, talking about changing your language, which I think is so important. And, you know, it's like little things that I do every single day. I will get up, and before I do anything, I know I've spoken a little bit about it before, I do my meditation just to get me in that right mindset, to make me present. And then I literally will just say in my mind everything that I'm grateful for, whether that's my people, my, you know, my family, my friends, my house, having a bed, having food in the table. And that really, really does just set me up for the day. And it's something that I've been learning over lockdown, if I'm honest with you, because I know it's been really tough for a lot of us, especially mentally. You know, it's been hard. And sometimes when you've not got your kind of freedom, or you can't spend time with the people that you love and the people that give you kind of positive vibes and energy, it is down to yourself to kind of pick yourself up, which is a difficult task when you're not feeling it. So yeah, I think that when Natalie was talking about language, you know, being positive and speaking that language to yourself is so important. And thank you guys for saying you're loving the energy. It is very inspired. I'm really, this is amazing. I'm glad everyone's feeling really inspired and really positive, because that is what it's all about. And I know that you asked the question and we lost Nat, and hopefully she will be back soon, because she was mid answering your question. Let me just see if she's back online. She's not just yet. But how's everybody else feeling? Are they enjoying the show so far? Is there anything else you guys maybe want to ask Natalie before she kind of jumps back on? Let me know. But yeah, because there's still so much to get through, and hopefully she'll be back on soon. It's always one of these things when you're on live, guys. It can always go Pete-tong. But it's okay, because I love talking, so it's fine. We'll just keep talking away. But yeah, what kind of obstacles is anybody out there feeling like they're stuck? Is there anything that you know, you want to ask specifically about you? Oh, thanks, Leon. I really appreciate that. He's just said this needs to be a permanent fixture on Sundays. Yes. And I was just saying, actually, at the beginning of the show, Leon, this is the 8th show, and I can't believe we're already in week 8, because, you know, it took me about 4 weeks to think about doing this, and there was all these things coming in my brain, like, you know, well, I've not got thousands of followers, and and what if nobody tunes in? And then I had a really great chat with a friend of mine, well, with lots of my friends, to be fair, but there was one friend in particular, Rich, and I'm not sure if he's still online or not, but he just kind of said to me, Kirst, like, you've just got to forget about the followers. They're just boundaries you're putting in front of yourself that are just getting you further and further away from what it is that you want to achieve. And, you know, it's so true. We sometimes can do that. And it was kind of like, I just made this decision, and I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to do it. And if I can touch one person or inspire one person, then that is it. You know, it's not about how many people I get tuning in. It's not about our followers. So yeah, I've achieved, that's one goal I've achieved, guys. So high five. So we can all do it. We've all got the capabilities to do it. But right, I think Natalie is back with us. So let me bring her back in. And hopefully, yeah, she's
You know what? Isn't it funny? Like, I swear, a couple of years ago, this would have really, like, was a couple of years, about four or 5 years ago, this would have really stressed me out.
No, and you know what? No, I completely relate with you, Nat. And you know what it is? I feel when I was just talking about me actually starting the show and how much I was like nervous and anxious, and there was all these things I was putting kind of blocks in front of me, you know. And then I did the first show. And actually, nobody probably knows this, but I set it up on my Mac, and I was still blow drying my hair, typical Kirsty style, about 5 to 7. And something made me text my best mate and say, Ems, can you just check if I can actually go live on Instagram on a computer? And she got back to me within seconds. Was like, Kirsty, no, you can't. And I was like, oh my gosh. I had 4 minutes to set the camera up, doing it. And you know, like, I panicked. And then actually, after that panic, we did the show. And I was like, okay. And then I kind of had to have that conversation with myself that, you know what, the panic is unnecessary. If things like this go wrong, we just need to like release and surrender and move through it, because without those failures, you're never going to get success. So I really am grateful for things going wrong, so we can make them right the next time, and things can grow and only get better. Do you know what I mean? So that is definitely a huge life lesson that I've learned. And yeah, like even just then, you know, this is maybe the third time this has happened to me where I've lost my guest. And before I was like, I didn't know what to say. Do you know what I mean? But like you say, we just have to keep it flowing and keep it going. So
you've done
I'm
such
just
a great job of holding space for everybody. Look at you.
Oh, thank you.
Inspiring. Well done.
No, thank you so much. But actually, while we're on this topic, I think, you know, as human beings, we always talk about our success. But I think we sometimes forget that, you know, there are lots of failures, there are lots of bumps in the road before we get to that point. And I just think we need to humanize our failures, because we have to go through them to be better. What is one of your biggest failures on this whole process, this journey of Life Louder, yourself?
I would say that one of my biggest failures, well, first of all, I have totally reframed my idea of failure.
Okay.
So I just look at it as like feedback, you know.
Right.
There is no failure, only feedback.
Yes.
That's one of the things we learn in NLP when we become practitioners. There is no failure, only feedback. But of course, you know, there are failures, and I'm really cool with that. They've helped me to become who I am. I'm just trying to think, what's the biggest one?
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here.
That's all right. I would say, okay, so when I went for a speaker opportunity once, it was a really good opportunity. It was, you know, a really big deal. And I was lucky to get the opportunity at the time, because I was completely brand new at doing anything like that. And so I sat in London with this really experienced guy, and he knew so much, and he was kind of looking at me over the edge of his glasses, and the kind of, you know, really scrutinizing what I was saying.
Yeah.
And inside I was like, I'm really scared right now. To be honest, because I was really wanting to elevate myself into a new realm, and at the time it was a really big deal. It was quite prestige what I was going for. And yeah, so I saw him looking at me, and basically he just asked me questions that I just sat there and I couldn't answer. And I just sat there in silence. And the more I sat there in silence, he stared at me with this kind of look of, what are you doing here, meeting me in London for an important meeting if you don't know what to say? And I wanted the ground to like swallow me up. Yeah?
I can imagine.
It was so intense. And then something just kicked in, and I was like, right, okay, this is a failure. So I said, you know what? I wish that I had known the right thing to say, but I'm glad that it's happened like this, because this gives me a chance to tell you how determined I am, and that even though it's tough, and even though I haven't known the right things to say, I know that I want this opportunity, and I know that if you give it to me, you're going to be really, really glad that you did.
I love that.
And now I have got things that I want to say to you. And then I got into my flow, and miraculously he said, well, we've got 400 or something people waiting to do this, but I really like your tenacity and your drive, so just for that alone I'll give you the opportunity.
I love that. That's amazing. That so in that moment you were just like completely stuck, and then you just thought, you know what, I need to just speak from my heart and let you know why, but this is what I know I'm capable of. And I think that in itself is like an absolute, you know, one to put in the magic toolbox, because we could all probably find ourselves in a situation like that where it goes wrong. But actually, if we're just really honest with ourselves and say, hey, listen, I know this, whatever we were meant to do here, it hasn't gone to plan, but I can assure you, this is what I know, this is what I can do. You'll actually be surprised at how opportunities can open. You know, I think sometimes as well as human beings, we have this idea of like everything being perfect. You know, and going the exact way that it should have gone. And actually 9 times out of 10, that never happens.
No, some of my biggest opportunities have come from being imperfect.
Yeah.
Because actually, what is perfect anyway? That's the thing I would say. What is perfect? It's different for every single person. If you line up 100 people and say, what's the correct way to do this? What's perfect? They would all have a slight variation.
Completely.
So
And
yeah.
you know, for me, perfection, because I'm trying to like dilute it out of me, because perfection is something that I strive for, and I think that's because I'm an artist. And you know, as Erica produces, I'm sensitive about my ish, so it's kind of like, you know, it has to be perfect. This is my baby. But I remember I went to a vocal coach, a really great vocal coach actually, Mark DeLissa, and I wasn't using the full capacity of my voice. And he was quite militant in his kind of style of teaching, which I love, because I love that, because it gets me really focused. And he said to me, Kirsty, and it's just something that really stuck to me, and he was like, Kirsty, perfection is death. Anything you try to achieve, 9 times out of 10, unless it's jumping out of a plane or something crazy, you're not going to die. So get that pressure off your head and just be, you know. And it really hit me in my chest, and it was like, it's so true. Me singing a song is not going to kill me. So why am I so fixated on making it perfect, when actually everyone's going to appreciate what I'm doing in that moment? And you know, that reciprocation is just going to be there, and it's going to be amazing, you know. And I need to take that off myself a little bit. So yeah, it's very true, what you're saying.
You know what you just said in there, which was magic as well. You said just be.
Yes.
And that is magic in itself. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember when I just used to do on like a repeat pattern, where I wasn't actually being self-aware about what I was doing. I was trying to chase things, but I was doing too much doing. But when you make that switch and you just allow yourself to be,
Yeah,
that's when the magic happens anyway. So it's like surrender. It's a bit of surrender that needs to happen, and a bit of trust in yourself.
yeah, I agree completely. And Anna's just written here, we can only be perfectly ourselves, which I think is
Yes,
beautiful, you know. And like
absolutely.
you say, we have to love our imperfections, because that is what life is all about, you know, and that's what makes us unique and makes us us. And yeah, that is definitely, I do love that. We can only be perfectly ourselves, which is so true.
That's brilliant.
And now I just want to bring it back to Life Ladder, because I'm a bit conscious of time. I think we've only got about 8 minutes left. I can't believe it's nearly been an hour. I feel like we could talk so much more. I'm so inviting you back on the show again. I feel like there's so much more we need to explore.
I promise I'll be better with technology next time.
Don't worry, it's all a learning process. We all get there in the end. But for anybody thinking, or maybe thinking about becoming a member of Life Ladder, what would they expect from you guys, and how do they go about doing that?
Brilliant. Okay, thank you. So if you become a Life Ladder member, you get content every single day. So we have a team of expert coaches, and instead of you having to go to see a coach, our ethos is about giving those coaching tools and putting them in your hands, so you can step into that self-leadership and self-coaching practices every day. So there's content published every day, either video or an article or an audio, that helps you to learn those tools. And we walk you through a transformational journey from identity through to your beliefs, your values, your memories, all the way through 7 transformational steps through to imagination. So you get content, and you get an expert coaching team there to support you. You get monthly workshops with me and with my team, and you know, lots of support in a community area as well. So you can be part of a self-development community, so we can all inspire and help each other rise. So there's a lot included for the, you know, it's essentially about making it a lifestyle. And if you want to join, then you can sign up on lifeladder.com.
Yeah, amazing. And at the end of the show, we'll get all your socials out there so everyone can find you and find out more. And I just want to say, like, I've been using Life Ladder, and I know I've had time over the last couple of weeks, and I think one of the most beneficial things for me, is how easy the whole website is to use, because sometimes you know, you can go onto certain websites and it's really difficult to get here and get there, and then I just get bored. Like, I'm just like, I can't do it. It's really easy to kind of navigate your way around the website, the dashboard and stuff. But also, I think one of the greatest things that I'm actually doing, which is something that I've not been doing in my life that I feel is really helping me, is that you have to set your why. You have to set your goals. You then have to set, you know, the steps that you're taking. And it's actually making me switch on. Right, okay, this isn't just now a dream in my head or something that I'm thinking about doing. I'm actually now putting pen to paper, and I'm actually seeing, okay, have I done this? I'm like checking in with myself, which, like you say, self-development is all about the work from you. You have to put the work in to achieve what you want. And it's actually really kind of making me sit up and be alert, rather than kind of floating around being like, yeah, I want to do this, and then a week later, oh, I'm still not done it. It's kind of like, Kirst, no, keep checking in, you know. And that has even been one of my goals, is to just check into Life Ladder each day, you know, which I think is really beneficial. So yeah, anybody out there. No, honestly, because I just think, you know, I'm living proof. Well, I am living proof, but yeah, I've been using it and I found it amazing. I think anybody out there that does want some help when it comes to self-development, achieving your goals, because also now Life Ladder is personal development, but it's also business development, right? Yes. So anybody out there that maybe wants to develop within their business or wants to help develop their employees as well, I think it's really important to just put that across. It's everyone needs to go to lifeladder.com and check it out, because I think it's absolutely amazing. And yeah, somebody down here is just putting pen to paper and letting the heart write. I love that. I'm not sure who you are, but I actually released the song, and the lyric was, put pen to paper, let the art write. So you put let the heart write. So that's real spooky. I love that. But that is amazing. The future is bright. Yes, okay. Maybe that is someone that has been listening to my song then, because that is the rest of my lyric. But Nat, just before we go, have you got any last words or any more positive affirmations for anybody out there right now that is feeling stuck or just needs a bit of a positivity boost? Like, what do you say from your heart to them? Natalie Rea, take the stage.
All right, I would say, first of all, you know, you're absolutely not on your own. Be kind to yourself. Pause and just know that whatever you're feeling is there to serve you, to help you. It might not seem like it, but in every challenge is an opportunity as well. You know, like I had my car crash last year, and it was really, really hard. And you know, I had a 9-week recovery or something, but in that challenge where I couldn't do anything, there was a massive blessing in that, and that really spurred me on and helped me to be where I am with Life Ladder now. And so I would just say, be kind and look at what the challenge is, and just give yourself time and space to actually be conscious and be curious with yourself. And, you know, maybe like the tip came up on the page, let your heart write, you know, get a pad and be like, right, what do I want? What do I feel? And just express yourself and give yourself space. Take, you know, put a pause on all of your normal habits where you're running around doing loads of stuff, and just allow yourself to be, and just sit with yourself and be kind, like you would be kind to another person. You know, when you were with someone else, you might say to them, well, what do you want? And you'd help them. So how about you just start treating yourself with the kindness that you would to other people? That's, for me, is a great starting point.
I love that.
But we will also, you know, you can see blogs and various things on our website, and I'd be happy to share some tips with your audience as well, Kirsty. So, but it's been such a pleasure.
No, thank you so much, Nat. And quickly before we go, where can everybody find you and Life Ladder and all the information? Give them your socials.
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, maybe I'll put it in a post, but easiest thing to say is lifeladder.com, and our social is at Life Ladder Limited. But I will post it in the comments as well.
Super. And is it at Life Ladder Limited on Instagram?
Yes.
And the same on Facebook?
Yes.
There you go, guys.
Yeah.
This has been the wonderful Natalie Rea.
Oh, thank you so much. And can I
thank
just
you
really
so much.
honour everybody as well for the patience and the support and the comments. It's absolutely brilliant, and I love the ethos of the show. So huge thank you. Deep gratitude, Kirsty. You're an inspiration, and I
love you. Thank you so much, Nat, and just keep doing what you're doing, because it's amazing. And like you say, everybody on here, you know, someone said really enjoyed the show, very thought-provoking and inspiring. Thank you so much. Brilliant interview, inspiring. There's loads of inspiring. You know, there's lots of people here that have tuned in and really loved today and love what you've let us know. And there's been so much valuable information. As always, guys, I'm going to post the video on Instagram today, and then we'll post it on YouTube tomorrow. So anyone on Facebook or that hasn't got Insta can also, you know, hear this amazing interview. But as I said, this has been Natalie Rea. I'm Kirsty Spence. This is Real Relevant right now. And I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, Nat.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.